So I don't normally do videos, but I thought I'd just give a quick overview of all the things I was doing recently. By the way, this quick jack is amazing. It makes everything 1,000 times easier. I basically got suspension installed, coilover Neotech. I have the Eurodisc rotors, R12 G-lock pads. I need to do brake fluid flush. Got the height pretty much where I want it. Final adjustment on Thursday. I finally decided to just throw an oil catch can on here. This bracket actually ended up working pretty much just with this bolt here. And then the pipes just ran in, and I have a backflow pressure valve in there as well. Ended up cracking the front grille. I didn't even really want to do this project, but I got the mesh grille installed. I mean, it looks pretty good. The issue with it is this line here indicates kind of this big area that doesn't need air to go through it. I might use it if I can figure out hose for the brakes. I've actually got hose sitting here that I had from the MS3. So I might try using that in here, although when I had the bumper off, I was looking and it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It probably makes more sense here, but I don't really want to pull this out and make a whole nother mesh grill. I did that on this side though. I basically use the same system. So the way that this is cut with the little tabs and everything behind it, and then you epoxy it. I ended up using the automotive goop. I tried a bunch of different things. Automotive goop has worked great. It's like super strong. It kind of deforms the bumper. I actually probably clamped it a little too tight. So if you end up doing this, don't clamp it. You don't have to clamp it very tight. That stuff's crazy strong. When I glued it here, it just makes these bolts kind of a pain in the ass to get out now. But I ended up throwing this mesh grill in here, and it's hard to see here, but there is an oil cooler in there. I have some pictures online. But yeah, I'm just trying to go for the same stock alignment that I had with the, well, literally with the stock system, going with that same setup, but I'll have camber plates now. And by the way, you cannot use camber plates with the stock suspension. You will blow them in 1,000 kilometers. Ask me how I know. But basically, these plates are getting me, right now, I measured it, I'm probably around 2.2 to 2.3 with the plates basically maxed out, but I'm at a pretty high height. When I had it lowered even just 1 centimeter from the stock height, that gives me negative 3.2 degrees camber up front pretty much. So like tons and tons of camber. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna try. And we're gonna see what happens. I think negative 2.8 is pretty decent for street / track. I already know these cars, like, I mean, you can give them -4 camber. You can give them so much camber and they'll love it on the track. But I mean, with the RS4s, I'm just gonna have a compromise setup, and that's how it has to be with a street driven vehicle. So we're gonna try all this and we're gonna see where it gets us. I'm very interested to try damping. I have not tried damping on a car on the track where I actually might have almost kind of known what I was doing. So this is really my first setup with like a pretty adjustable configuration, and I'm gonna try not to break it and try to like not make it too aggressive right out of the bat. I know that with camber bolts at -2.2 up front, like that was pretty decent on the tires. I wasn't rolling it over. Pretty much air temp targets whatever is in the door card, maybe a little bit less than that. And that seems to work pretty well. And this time I'm going to try pulling some tire pressure out and use the pyrometer and make sure I don't roll over the edges and just see what I can get. So let's that's pretty much the Veloster. This car is awesome, by the way. Super glad I bought it. It's basically an MS3, like a Mazda Speed 3. Like if they made a Gen 4 of it. Like it's exactly, everything is the same about it. You technically should have a high pressure fuel pump, I guess. And I tried a rad. I have the 6th rad. Unfortunately, it doesn't really do a whole lot. It needs the oil cooling. Otherwise, I would just keep the stock rad and basically run water wetter, but then you have to swap fluids every time, and that's kind of a pain in the butt. So it depends on how much work you really want to do. I'm just going to leave the 50-50 in it. I don't want to swap fluids right now. Maybe next year at the start with everything actually done. It took me forever to get all of this in. But suspension is in, brakes are in, pads are in, alignment is Thursday, front clip is done, oil cooler is done. That thing is 100% necessary in this car. You're getting 142 Celsius in like 3 hot laps. It's stupid. It's way too hot. But the car is great. It is amazing on track. The way the differential works, it feels amazing. Like if you haven't driven a car with like a really good differential, like this thing is impressively pulls for a front wheel drive vehicle. I mean, all the new technology on this thing is amazing. But yeah, anyways, that's it. Bye.